type. So it's pretty much a case of the hunter now becoming the hunted. And we have about, is it 5 governors who were senators and are now governors. We have the likes of Kiraitu Murungi, Anyang' Nyong'o, Mike Sonko, John Lonyangapuo, Stephen Sang, and Mohamed Kuti. Let's begin with you, Tommy. These are the governors who were, basically the watchdogs of the previous governors, keeping the governors on toes, ensuring that funds are properly used. Your thoughts on these people becoming governors now and what change this will make to that gubernatorial position?
For those who don't know what senators do, their role is oversight of counties. Okay? So these people have had an opportunity to see where the money is wasted and where services are not being delivered. But now they're in an executive position as governor, which will enable them to do a whole lot. And with that information, with that knowledge of where the loopholes are and where things need to be done, they should be very effective, especially, say, Mike Sonko. All right? I'll speak on Nairobi because this touches me directly. Okay? I voted for Kidero last time. We thought education would help us and salvage everything. We laughed at stone-throwing MPs and said they shouldn't be running counties like this. But we were left with a bag of bad goods. I can't.
And the stone throwers are today governors, and Kidero is just out.
Yes. Now we have Mike Sonko. All right? So now he's in a position to become, to actually execute. And we've seen in the last few days there's been social media buzz about places getting cleaned up. So this gives me hope. Maybe the rest of the panel can speak directly to...
And we'll get back to Mike Sonko. I understand there's a whole page dedicated just to him. But Mukwana, this also puts questions on the whole system of devolution, because there was a big criticism that this first pioneer-devolved government, the senators did not quite achieve the mandate that the Senate was set out for. We did not really see, as a country, any prosecutions coming out from the Auditor General's report, which had evidence of massive corruption in about all the 47 county governments. Do you feel that the senators achieved their mandate and that these 5 gentlemen now, stepping into the higher notch, have done their job as senators and will be able to deliver now as governors?
Thank you, Michelle. To be fair to the senators, they did put in quite a bit. If you recall, a number of governors landed before them. And take the case of Martin Wambora, for example.
The man with 9 lives.
The man with 9 lives. He appeared before the Senate a couple of times. He survived, as you've seen. And quite a number of others. Mwangi wa Iria, I think he came a number of times. And he went back. He has been re-elected. My own Wycliffe Oparanya, I think in the last stages of the government, he defied to come. So yes, they have had their fair share of success as the Senate, but we have had hiccups. These hiccups must be attributed to the overall political situation in the country. That, for instance, when Wycliffe Oparanya says, I'm not going to go before the Senate, and cites the bullfighter as the reason why he's not going, really, is it about the Senate not doing its work, or is it about the politicians
not respect
disabling the Senate? My friend here talked about the Odingas being unable, and I would dare say, were they unable or were they disabled? You know, you may be unable because you're disabled in that case. So, in my view, the Senate did a comparable good job. These guys who did not do their job as governors, 22 of them have gone home. And barring any election petition, as you've seen in Tharaka Nithi, Muthomi Njuki is facing a likely one. We have seen in a number of places. Barring any election petition, 22 of them have gone home. That is an indicator. That's almost half.
Did Njuki win, by the way?
Muthomi Njuki is the governor-elect in Tharaka Nithi, I think. So barring any election petition to unseat the governor-elect, the people have shown that they will not tolerate the pilferation of resources at the county level. And Michelle, you must remember that if there is any legacy, the greatest legacy ever bestowed upon the people of Kenya by Honorable Raila Odinga, largely, he was not alone, but largely, is the Constitution of Kenya 2010.
Right.
And this must be encouraged because it will help demystify this all-powerful presidency. There are 47 mini presidents in this country and one main one. So these governors must understand that if they do their work properly, all this angling about the presidency and the goodies will diminish with time.
Right.
And most of these young men who are flooding Nairobi every end of a graduation will troop back to their home yards because there are opportunities in the counties.
Right.
Thank you.
Let's move away from that and how they will be performing. Of course, the media will be watching, Kenyans will be watching. Yes. But on page 20, as we wind up, Chiloba's love for coffee, God and what friends think of him. So this man, Chiloba, was quite in the limelight, especially in the last 2 days before the announcement of the presidential results. A lot of memes going on about him. So